Okay, so it starts with a modulating sort of synth line, would you say? Sort of arpeggiator.
I've got a lot to say. I've got a lot to say about this. I've got a lot to say about this. Yeah. This intro was lifting some box lid in the attic. Something was trying to get out, and I was like, I know what this is. I know what this is. I mean, it's a simple.
I know what you mean.
It's a 3-note loop that just goes high, low, middle, low. So it's like yeah, and it's like got that delay on it, and it was like just driving me mad. And I was sent back to being in my living room, sitting on a settee in the early 90s, in front of the telly. It's BBC. It's Friday, Saturday evening.
Yeah.
It's a medical drama.
Oh my God, yes. Yeah.
What is it?
Is it Casualty?
It's Casualty.
Yeah, of course
It's
it is.
Casualty. The Casualty theme starts with a combination of the classic Nino ambulance siren and a heart monitor bleep together. Now, the heart monitor bleep is like represented by maybe like a pitch shifted woodblock or something, but has a delay on it, so it's like and then the siren that should be Nino, 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 as in 2 notes, but it's not. It's been given some kind of musicality because obviously it's a theme tune. It's like it wants to be a bit more interesting, so it's given like more notes than just the Nino. It's like Nino, Nino. So it's like instead of like just the 2 notes, it gets added to 4 notes. And it's like it's made and it descends like, you know, when an ambulance flashes past and you get that change, that phenomenon of like the notes.
The Doppler effect?
I don't know what it's called. Maybe that's
I think
it.
that's the Doppler effect. Yeah.
Right. So when because the space between you hearing the sound and whatever, and it
basically goes up and then it goes down as it goes.
It makes it sound
away.
like it makes it sound like it's descending.
The pitch goes up and down.
Yeah, and I was like, fucking hell, this is it, man. It's like that is what this intro. It's like a slow version of it. But it has it all. It's there in that intro.
It really is, because it is memorable.
And then after that, because I think the instrument that's used for that, wah, 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 it's like maybe a cello on a synth string program or something.
I think so, because it's not like
that.
It's not a pure synth. It's not like a Juno or like anything like that. It's not just pure synth sound. I think
it's a synth string,
like a sampled instrument. Or a sort of rendition of an instrument, but probably a sampled one because she probably has expensive kit. And it's just got on and off, so it's modulating, isn't it? It's just, or the tremolo.
Yeah, or a delay. I just thought it was a delay.
No, it's not a delay because it's like completely.
Oh, it's a tremolo. Yeah, you're right.
It's not degrading.
In and out. Yeah.
It's more like a tremolo. So she's holding down the keys, and it's going.
But if you know the Casualty theme tune, after that intro of the bleep and the Nino, you have synth strings come in, like a cello synth string noise to do dur 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 dur. It's the same. It could almost be the same fucking cello sound on a synth that is being used. And if you put this all together with Kate Bush living and working from home in the UK for years and years and years and not touring. There is a recipe for seepage and trickle inspiration coming from the BBC. It's like she's, probably not aware of it, but like, I think, there could be a case for this.
I'm not going to argue with that. It's not even a stretch. Because she's into TV. Because she watches Stranger Things. Before Running Up That Hill was on it. And she's, we love a box set, with me and the family. We love TV. The first few lyrics of this song, one of the first lyrics is, "When we got to the top of the hill, we saw Rome burning."
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't we? And he says something about, "I saw you in the steps in Paris. You were with someone else."
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, in 42, she says how he hid under her bed in 42.
Right. Okay. So let's take this one at a time, right? So it's a time-travelling or reincarnation song.
Exactly.
We already had a reincarnation song with Call on Me.
Yeah.
That was a reincarnation song from an Edgar Allan Poe poem or short story. But this is quite strange
nice.
that we've managed to get two in the same 8 degrees.
Yeah.
Because these are not a dime a dozen, as they say. There's not many reincarnation songs, I don't imagine. But maybe there is. Can you name one off the top of your head?
Thriller? No. That's more like Reanimation.
That's Reanimation, yeah.
Yeah, got confused. Reincarnation songs. No, I can't. No, the top of my head's not functioning right now.
Yeah,
Don't ask it anything.
I'll ask the bottom of your head.
Only the bottom or the middle. Yeah.
But what this does is the usual trope of reincarnation movies or reincarnation stories is they cherry pick historical events that they profess witness to, and this is usual kind of fare for cult leaders or hypnotherapist couch surfers. It's very much like, right, we're just going to pick the most obvious historical moments. Like these are hugely like Rome burning. They do it in chronological order, which is nice of them. Yeah. So they go for AD 64 for Rome burning. Then steps in
good research, like it.
Steps in Paris could refer to the Montmartre stairs that goes up to the Sacré-Cœur. And it owes its name to Mountain of the Martyr, to Saint Denis, who was decapitated on this hill in around 250 AD. So it's another nice, juicy event to bear witness to, And then
it's not to do with the French Revolution or anything.
It could be. It could be. But I'm thinking because of the steps. What are the most famous steps in Paris? They are the Montmartre steps. I hope I'm saying that right. Probably not. But
it sounds good enough. Montmartre.
They're kind of one of the tourist things you do, aren't they? You go to the Eiffel Tower. You go.
Yes.
So that's 250 AD. Then they jump. Huge jump to modern times, I suppose. Modern history. Now you're in 1942. They don't actually say the location, but it alludes to what? What does it allude to?
It's obviously the war, so it's like we were on different sides, and they took you. I hid you under my bed, and they took you
but under the
away.
bed. What does under the bed tell you?
Means that he's a Jew.
Yeah, but Anne Frank.
He's a Jew.
Well, Anne Frank was under the bed, wasn't she? She was hiding under the bed.
Not the only one, but yeah.
Not the only one, but I mean, the thing you jump to when you who hiding under the bed during the war is Anne Frank.
I thought she was hiding in a separate, hidden loft.
Yeah. But she was.
That's true, isn't it? She's not.
Wasn't
under the
she?
bed.
I thought
they
she
would
was
have
under
found
the
her
bed.
if she's under the bed.
I thought she was under the bed.
They look under the Nazis aren't stupid. They look under the bed.
Well,
man.
they also look. They also look through because they were hidden in another section of the house. The Frank family were hiding behind a fake bookcase wall. But the Gestapo are not fucking thick, and they've read enough Agatha Christie and seen enough Bond movies to suspect every bookcase as a secret doorway.
No, well, Bond wasn't out, and nor was Agatha, so that's why.
I know that.
That's why they didn't know.
But anyway, that was in 1944, so bad research on Kate's part there.
44, what, the Anne Frank?
Anne Frank. So maybe she wasn't talking about Anne Frank. She was talking about another, I guess, who was the Jew? He was the Jew, and she was the German.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well...
And now where do we go? Now where do we go? Where do we go next?
And then he says, in the London smog.
Yeah.
In the London smog.
Yeah, I mean, that could be any time.
Any time, but there is the smog as well. When's the actual smog? There's something called the smog.
Is there?
Yeah. There's,
there's an actual historical event called the smog?
Historical time when the smog came, yeah.
Oh,
but
really?
it
When was
got
that?
too much. The Great Smog of London, 1952. Yeah, this was when Churchill was in. 4,000 people died.
What? What of?
Yeah.
Toxic
of
fumes?
smogism, toxic stuff.
What was there?
Just,
some kind
just
of
the industrial shit going on, and they
what, in
hadn't.
52?
Yeah.
What?
What
They cleaned up their act by
Yeah,
then?
because it's coal burning basically, and or too near, the, and in the city.
Right. So this is still chronological then?
It is. Yeah, we're still chronological. And then he says, "I don't know who you're gonna be next," and this is where I'm like, okay, who is he? He's in the know. Because she just keeps on going, I was this person in this time. And then I was this person in this time. And he's like, and I saw you doing this. And you broke my heart. I saw you on the steps. You were with someone else. He's kind of like the omnipresent one. And she's the one sort of in, like, joining different characters. Becoming different characters.
No, but she is aware... Oh, you don't
then
think that
she becomes omnipresent later in the song.
Right.
She becomes more present.
I think they're both omnipresent the whole time. I think they're both referring back to history, of their own history, knowing that they've been to all these places. I don't think like one of them is like not aware and one of them is aware.
No, but she has the lines which are more innocent. So at first, it's great. So we started with our little... synth, and then we got the very piano led, like this whole album, very piano led, and sort of live, jammy. Let's
drums.
keep building the drums and the cymbals. Just sort of let's keep building and
tinkering.
We're
little
gonna
cymbals.
just like get these wells of waves of music sort of going. We got the lyrics go, yeah, and she starts, and then you hear like voices. There's like a crowded public space.
Yeah.
It's like, excuse me, sorry to bother you, but
I love that bit.
Don't I know you?
I love that bit. It's so good.
I love that bit.
It's like a shout back to her character in There Goes a Tenor from Dreaming.
Yeah, that's brilliant. It's really good.
And she does it in this.
Haven't we met before? So she doesn't know at this time. She's just like,
well,
there's something in the back of my mind.
Yeah, exactly. She knows, but she doesn't
only in
know.
the back of her mind, but she doesn't know. Like she's the mortal, the one saying, "Don't I know you? Haven't we met before?"
Yeah, but that's a great way to introduce the song, isn't it? It's a great way to introduce a duet. It's a fucking brilliant way to introduce a duet. It's like, I think I know who you are, and then they start singing together. It's like, that's great.
And what does he answer? We've been in love forever. He knows everything.
Yeah, true.
Exactly. She's like, haven't we met before? She doesn't know anything. It's in the back
right.
of her mind, but we've been in love forever.
That's right. Yeah, he's all knowing.
He in the first half he is all knowing, and she isn't. And then she's like, oh yeah, blah blah blah, and he's like, yeah, you were with someone else. I remember that.
He's jealous now.
He's jealous already.
After all the times they've met afterwards, and he's still jealous about that. Fucking hell! What an insight into this male psyche. Anyway, where were we?
So like then, she says, 9/11 in New York. I took your photograph.
Then what's the next line?
What is it?
I still have your smiling face in a heart-shaped frame. Now, they were either surprised, on their previously high-spirit city break, they were surprised suddenly by this aeroplane hitting, and they were just like taking a photo just before that happened. Or the carnage was all happening, and they were just like, snap, snap, snap. Go on. Get in front, smile, and smile.
And then they put that in a heart-shaped frame with the plane going into the Twin Towers.
And then they ran away from the dust cloud that was like catching up with everyone. They were just running to the printers with this camera under their clothes so they could print it out. Because she got it in a heart-shaped frame. She still has it.
Yeah. Yeah, but she's looking back on that heart-shaped frame. You look at you. Maybe because that's recent, then she remembers him now.
So she has more recency bias.
It's interesting. The thing is, like, he keeps dying, doesn't he? Like, but he knows because he's dead, and he's like looking. He's the undead, or in the netherworld, whatever it's called, the purgatory, or something. And he's able to see, and she keeps being reborn into the real world.
What you think? But he's reborn too, right? Because he's there.
Because he keeps dying. He keeps dying. So,
but they're both reborn, and they're both. I guess.
Yeah, but she's unaware and he's aware. But they're both like the undying. They're both vampires, but she keeps getting born with no memory, and he keeps having them. He keeps all the
difference.
Memories.
That's the difference.
Yeah. But they are.
So maybe
vampires.
he's immortal. Maybe he
immortal.
never dies, and she keeps getting reincarnated. He's immortal. Because if you're reincarnated, like say we are reincarnated, like I have been reincarnated, and this is me. I've been someone else, but I'm now me now, and I don't remember my past life. So she is that person, whereas he is immortal and has just lived through all these ages.
Yeah. Look, we all know the fucking obvious, like Casualty is the main musical influence. We know the main lyrical influence is obviously fucking Highlander. Isn't it though? Isn't it? Yeah. Isn't it? It's just Highlander.
It's
the first
Highlander.
one. Like it's the war bit with the girl. Yeah. And I mean, can't remember any Paris bits. Is there Paris bit? But there's the war bit anyway. But
There's the war bit.
But he's immortal. And it's not vampire. Because vampires too, there's not any vampire references apart from the immortal. And Highlander's the only other one I can think of. And it has a war bit. And she loves TV. She loves 80s TV.
And she writes a lot about films and books. And she takes characters from books and films and puts them into song. So that totally fits. It completely fits. But what is really startling about this is the romantic concern with each other whilst looking back at all this incredible tragedy. They're just talking about their romance. They're not like, if you're looking back at these things, would romance and like your feelings about each other be anywhere close to what you're going to talk about when you've just experienced 9/11, you've experienced Rome burning, you've experienced a beheading? It's crazy that to be occupied,
and the London smog. Don't forget the London smog
and the World War II. To be like occupied by romance.
Well,
during the disasters, I understand you're in a position where you're having a relationship at that time, but like to think about it, like going back into it, they must be so numbed by all the terrorism that they've seen that the only thing they grab hold of is the romance.
Tom, this is one of these rare occasions where I have to totally disagree.
Right.
And that is exactly what you'd be thinking about. Because, yeah.
Because it's the only thing. Because you've seen so much atrocity. The only thing that keeps you human is love.
Yeah, and also she's not telling everyone about the atrocity. She's telling everyone about.
No, but she's telling us. Like, she's telling us
that
they've been present. They've been present at all
vampires.
This atrocity.
They don't give a shit. They don't understand death.
So we can go back to We can go back to Excellent Birds. Then they are like these two white-suited gods looking down on what has happened, and they're sitting there like on a love swing, watching the history play out and be incredibly destructive. But they have built a relationship over all of this shit that's gone on.
No, but they're not on a love swing. They're on a sofa in Wheeler Street, and it's snowing outside. Well, I think that's where the reminiscing is happening from. Because Wheeler Street is a place where they had one of their moments. And they don't have to talk about. There's no death in Wheeler Street, is there? There's no like in Wheeler Street. Kids came and slit your throat.
Keep the fire going. We look so good. We look so good together.
Yeah. So they're by the fire, Can't they just stay there forever? Yeah,
we were like so happy. Oh, we were so happy.
Yeah,
so
that was where
they're
they
not
were
anymore.
They're always
they've passed
floating away.
They've gone past Wheeler Street. They're not in Wheeler Street. This is not from a Wheeler Street perspective.
But it is. I think they're reminiscing in Wheeler Street. Even though Wheeler Street is gone, they're reminiscing about the reminiscing in Wheeler Street.
I'd live that day over and over. Oh, so they are living that day over and over. This is them living that day over and over in Wheeler Street.
Yeah, maybe. But then they're talking about being so happy then. It must have been before they died all those times. But Wheeler Street probably didn't exist in Rome or before that.
Oh, right. You're thinking Wheeler Street is the first time they met? Or the first time they spent some good, precious time together?
No, I don't think it's the first time. I think it's like a recent little fantasy of... I think we're reading actually too much into this. I don't think Kate Bush has gone this far into this song.
There's so much to go into, so it's,
But she's not flighty, okay.
She's a romantic poet. She's a romantic poet.
Very romantic, and she goes on emotions and likes the way this sounds like. She's just imagining a romance in Wheeler Street, but the fact that it's unrequited. No, it's not unrequited. So the last song was unrequited from Elton's perspective. This is unfulfilled love, isn't it? It's like Dr. Zhivago. It's they keep missing each other. Like, I saw you there. Saw you here, but we had this one time where we were actually together and nothing went wrong, and it was in Wheeler Street. That's why it's central.
Zhivago does appear in this album.
Well, really?
Yeah, because the song 50, the actual song 50 Words for Snow.
Yes, I heard that today.
Yeah. There's like this.
There is a Zhivago-y.
There is. What they do this
reference.
They do this 50 names of snow, which Kate writes 50 names for snow. And she counts Stephen Fry saying them. Yeah. And honestly, it sounds like a rundown of the Grand National. Ankle Breaker, Hunter's Dream, Whippuccino. Yeah. And one of them is Zhivago Marble Tash.
David Lean's epic starring... What's his name?
Omar Sharif.
Omar Sharif. It's about Sharif. And the big tash. And then she's like, "Come on, boy, you got 40 words to go."
Yeah, I did actually read a review by John Doran in the Quietus, and he said that it reminded him of 21 Seconds to Go by
me too.
Fucking So Solid Crew.
That's it. I mean, that would have been out around that time.
Yeah.
Or like 5 years before. So like basically Kate's just watching TV and
Kate is soaking up. She soaks up so much.
Out. She soaks it up and it just comes out.
A lot of the other songs are quite like the Snowman sex song, the fucking sexualized pastiche of Raymond Briggs.
Yeah, I mean,
fucking hell. I mean, like that's
ridiculous.
That is crazy. Yeah. But Snowman fucking is not new in art because, I mean, this depiction is tender and romantic, but I've seen in the 1997 slasher Jack Frost, I've seen a snowman have sex.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But it's one-sided.
I reckon she's not seen that.
No,
because if she had, maybe she'd think twice. But still, she's like happy to go with a lyric like left a wet patch in the bed.
It's a good line.
It's a good line.
It's a really good line.
It's a funny line. Yeah.
She's pretty funny. Like
she is funny.
In her poetry, she keeps using traps. She keeps using traps as devices for talking about her characters. Like ropes are often involved. She's got a song called Suspended in Gaffer. In Rubberband Girl, in the videos, she gets a straitjacket put on her at the end and she's wriving around in a straitjacket. The red shoes. Red shoes.
She talks about being on a rope in this song as well.
Red shoes are a trap. Yeah. Like you put your feet in the red shoes and then they kind of take over and all her choreography, she's always surrounded by people, usually men, concentrating on her and being either in support to catch her or trying to capture her. Like, they're always ready to pounce. It's like pure dream dictionary stuff. It's so... what's the guy? Fucking the dream guy. The guy that talks about your dreams and your childhood and whatever. The fucking famous fucking psychotherapist.
Which one?
The most famous
Freud?
psychotherapist. Freud.
Sigmund Freud.
It's so
Freudian.
Freudian.
Yeah.
Like, it's like she's always trapped.
That's interesting. And of course, her
and it's
first
the same
single-
thing about what I was saying about like not duetting with other people because she's so self-involved.
She's scared. She's also very scared about outside influences in general. And obviously, her first song is Heath CLIFF is a bastard, isn't he? In Wuthering Heights. I've just done a fucking reading of Wuthering Heights. I told you about that.
No.
I had to do.
For your
I didn't have to do.
audiobook
I did
stuff.
a audiobook. I did a whole 6-hour audiobook reading fucking Wuthering Heights in fucking bad Yorkshire accents. And hey, Kathy, stop it, Kathy. You're breaking me out.
Did you do that?
So, hey, Heathcliff, no, stop it, Heathcliff.
Did you really do that?
I did.
Fucking hell! Can you send me that?
I'll have to send it to you. I know I got myself into a right fucking problem because I started doing the accents and they approved it, and I was like, oh shit, I'm not that good. And there was like loads of different people from Yorkshire. I tried like, oh, stop that. Oh, what you doing?
You did the same voice for everyone.
Same one, just that one. Like, just oh no, bastard. I basically just did Sean Bean. Yeah, I just like looked at the Sean Bean YouTube video. He says bastard, 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 and that's how I based it on that. And they approved it. They paid me. Got paid, and it's online. But yeah,
Wow.
yeah. But so Heathcliff's a right fucker, and Heathcliff is this fucking archetype, really, that she's talking
Of this,
about the whole
what,
time, based on what you're saying.
penetration archetype? Is he a penetrator?
He's a penetrator.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And she's
She is submissive.
well, yeah, but Heathcliff's a little boy really, and
Well, she's older.
no, when they're in love at the beginning, she's a bit older. He's just a slave boy, like who's come from the Liverpool docks or whatever. In many readings, many modern readings, he's a slave boy.
Oh, fucking hell. Fucking hell.
Brought into this Yorkshire little
I've just realised.
cottage.
I've
in
just
the middle of
realised.
nowhere. Go on.
Oh, for research of this, what you should have done. Do you know that Cliff Richard made a musical called Heathcliff?
No. Have you? You know all about this?
No, I know a couple of duets off it because obviously for my duet research, I've
Okay.
got there. But fucking hell, like now you're saying what kind of character Heathcliff is. I just like trying to understand how Cliff Richard can play that character now in my head.
I don't know how he could possibly play
But he
that.
did.
He
He
is
did.
so un-Heathcliff.
Fucking hell. Heathcliff! Heathcliff! That's how he just come to me! Fucking hell! What? She is very risk-taking and direct, and... Is she direct? I think she's direct in her career. She's direct, but maybe not in her kind of art.
She talks about this. So she talks about like how boys' music is hard and sort of like has you against the wall. Like this is like in her early career, and there's not many women doing this, and that she wants her music to have people against the wall. Like I want my music to intrude. She said, like boys' music. So like I was toying with the idea of trying to sort of like uncover something somehow about this person that we don't know anything about.
You're basically
really.
looking to see if you can uncover her leanings, her.
Well, not really, because I did the whole sort of Tory thing, and that was easily like she made a statement. I'm definitely not a Tory, and I'm like, of course you're not. No,
You believe that? Yeah.
I believe that. Yeah. And then there was some other interviews, like on Woman's Hour. She did like Emma Bennett did an interview, and hard-hitting interviewer Emma Bennett, who reduced Jeremy Corbyn to nothing, annoyingly, but probably quite easily. She did an interview and Kate Bush was glowing about her because she's another strong woman. But just listening to her voice in general, like when she talks, was really interesting. It was like this gentle, like rounded voice. It's like a dying accent of the greater London suburbs that I remember from being a kid. I remember hearing it a lot, but you never hear it now. And I feel like these London suburbs are kind of full of fake Cockney accents now.
About Kate and her technology. She wrote this song, Deeper Understanding, in 1989. It was on the Sensual World album. It was about interaction with a computer. In the lyrics, she buys some software from a magazine. So this is early computers, 89. She's talking about how a computer will take your life away. She's basically talking about what she's rallying against now when you listen to interviews, and she's talking about social media, and she says that no, she's not on social media and she doesn't trust it and she doesn't embrace it at all. But she's buying software from a magazine, and it's being delivered to her and it's being put in the computer, which means it's not online. You're not thinking about that in 1989. And she has this conversation with the character that she's playing and the computer. She does a new version of Deeper Understanding on the director's cut in 2011, and she gets her son to do the computer voice. And she says, "Oh, in the early version, the computer voice, it could only be a vocoder, so it didn't sound very good. Now I've done it with a different voice. It sounds terrible." And she doesn't update the lyrics. She's still buying software from a magazine in 2011 because she changed certain lyrics for other songs. And I'm not saying to update them to modern day, parlance, but she didn't bother with that. I just find her very confusing, the way she is updating her music. She did it with Wuthering Heights when she got a greatest hits album come out in the mid 80s or something. She re-recorded her vocal for Wuthering Heights. So she is I just see her as in her own house, her own studio with her own tapes, replaying them constantly and just
she
going
says she
over
never
them.
listens to her stuff.
It's
after
bullshit.
It's
bullshit.
Yeah. It's bullshit.
Why would you go back and do it? Of course, you may be walking through a shopping centre and you might hear your version of Wuthering Heights and you might think, oh my God, I hate that. Right? So I'm going to go and re-record it. But then that version isn't going to be in the supermarket. It's going to be the original version. Because it's your new version is released on your record label. Where are supermarkets getting their music from? They're getting them from the major record labels that have got your old version. You're never going to get away from it. You're stuck. You're fucked. This is what can happen to an artist, is you end up listening to yourself or reading yourself to the point where you hate yourself. And that is not healthy. It's not healthy. It's fucking terrible.
He doesn't sing in this way on any other songs by Elton at all. He sings like he's being Kate Bush, and never have you heard Elton like this.
Oh, do you think he's trying to be Kate Bush? I never thought of that.
He is being Kate Bush because he's like, "You've been in love together."
Right, you're fucking right.
No,
yes.
It's not an Elton way of singing. It's like, I'm still. It's not just that, obviously.
No, I mean that's one way. It's yeah, I know what you mean.
He's also quite a rhythmic singer. He's like, "Oh, Nikita, have you ever known?" He's
a chord banger, isn't he? He's a chord banger.
He's a chord banger. He likes a 4/4. He likes to fit everything into that 4/4. And this is this drifty, wafty, sonicscape thing. He doesn't. he doesn't know really what to do on his own, so he'll just go like, I'll just be like Kate. I've been in love together. And that's why his voice sounds so different. And I didn't even know it was Elton John for years.
To be honest, this like 8 Degrees has actually. I mean, I don't know how it's going to go in the future, but you could probably like cut this down the middle of saying like half of them are like art school kind of like the Gabs, the Gabs, the Bush, the Lou Reed, the Laurie Anderson to one side, and then you took the Sam Moore, the Winona, the Tammy and Elton the other side. It's like there's a big divide there, right?
Yeah, you just got like artists and singers.
No, but
or, like,
it's not quite
the
as simple.
idea of art.
It's not quite as simple as that, though, is it? It's like Sam Moore says, like when he's getting delivered these powers from above, he's
but these people just feel like music is the way to communicate, and singing is the thing. But they're not trying to sort of create another world for these people. They're trying to create hooks and for people to grab onto and love to sing along to. They want people to sing along.
Yeah, but they're being more genuine. They're using that one power to wow you, like to excite you. Like, well, it's one power. Whereas Kate Bush, Gabs, like
Laurie,
not really Lou Reed, because I'd say he's complete. He's I mean, he's not using singing to wow you at all. It's like he uses music to wow you. They're trying to wow you with the singing. They're trying to wow you with the production.
Concept.
They're trying to wow you the concept. They're trying to wow you with the lyrics. Like, whereas Sam Moore, Winona, Tammy, Elton, they're wowing you with just pure performance. I just feel like that seems to me now, like, I don't know, I suppose it's getting older. That now is more impressive to me than like trying to fucking cover everything. When you actually mess with it and fiddle with it so much, like Kate Bush and Gabs do.
It comes down to self-consciousness. Like, it's just like,
and you can hear that in the music, and it turns me off. It starts to turn me off, you know.
Yeah. It also comes down to class, I think, as well. I think like these, the ones that are direct, the Tammy, the Moore, they come from a different class. Like, they don't come from Surrey.
They do not come from Surrey.
No, they do not.
There's the middleman, which is Sam, right? It's that he's the conduit. I know, like you said before, he's a simple guy. It comes through him so much clearer than it comes through Lou or Kate or Gabs or Laurie. Like, it goes through so many filters when it goes through them, and they turn it into something else, which is great.
Because
it's great
because they're educated.
Yeah.
They can't help it. They have to like dress it all up. You know. They have to. It's an essay, and they have to show their references.
Yeah, that bugs me.
They show their
That
references.
really bugs me.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, totally. Like,
it shouldn't bug me, but it does.
That's the end of our eight song extravaganza.
Yes, and
beautiful epic.
I do have some stats to give you.
Oh, good. Yeah, give some stats.
In the background, I've been compiling the duet matrix, and
come on, stats, man.
So in this Star Trail, we've been heavily into the 80s. We've had 3 80s songs, including one in 1984. And 1984 is the all-round peak on the Matrix. It is like the numero
Which was the 84 one?
The 84 one was
Lewin's.
No, Excellent Birds. Excellent Birds.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, but that's 86.
No, 86 only on Peter Gabriel's album.
It was also released in 86, as well as Don't Give Up in 86, and Lou Reed in 86 too.
Well, I was going to say, 86 is our most visited year. Only 3 singles, which means the duet album is starting to show its power. Like, the duet album is really coming to prominence. And I don't know. I'm a little bit regretful about that. I wish it could kind of be more singles based, but you've got to get from artist to artist.
We'll just see, won't we?
It's a good cross section of genres. There's been pop, country, soul, R&B, and I don't know what Snowed In is.
Art pop.
Art pop, yeah.
Art
Excellent
rock.
Birds.
Yeah.
I suppose Excellent Birds is like pop.
Art pop.
And
art rock. Yeah.
Subject matter? Romance. Romance has and will always figure heavily, and I think it's only Excellent Birds that steers completely clear. Because Soul Man does.
Okay, Soul Man.
Yeah, Soul Man
really
does.
romance.
No, but Soul Man does hint at, getting a girl. He's looking for a girl.
It's not a romance, though.
It's not really
different thing.
Yeah. It's just,
Yeah.
It's just more of a, that's part of his character is looking for a girl. Yeah. Gender. So equal on gender factor. So we've had like boy, girl, boy, girl, girl. It's all equal.
Good, because the last one was a bit sort of
It was boy heavy.
penis heavy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah.
And commercial considerations, legacy artist duet albums quite high. Soundtrack, we had a bit of soundtrack, and we had a few that were just star power, like Don't Give Up, and what else was star power? Maybe this one, Snowed In. That was star power, wasn't it?
Yeah, and Tammy and Elton.
Yeah. Well, that was legacy as well. That was legacy as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm getting a bit worried about the legacy artist duet albums.
I just said that I basically was like, why is there no duets in Bond? And
You sent me
it
a
would
message.
be nice if there is one. Yeah, I sent you a message, and you were like, well, there is.
There is. There's one.
There's one.
Only one. We can definitely get to pre-80s from this.
We sing all the time.
Good.
Duets,
Thank God.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, this sounds kind of Italian. So I called Zucchero.
Heath CLIFF? Heath CLIFF?